Okay, here we go. We are live for another episode of Iron Sharpens Iron. We are here with my man Colton. And so, Colton, you've been crushing it inside Forge Father Projects. Been doing a lot of good things, pushing forward, making some big changes. So, I'm excited to have you on the show, man. Why don't we just kick things off and kind of let you do a little introduction of yourself, man?
Yeah, my name is Colton. You know, yeah, I just started with the whole weight thing was the issue for me. So that's why I kind of reached out to you. And after kind of just going around through the internet and found and seen some videos of what you've done. And so I reached out to you and I got in contact and we made, I made some progress in doing the first step, was reaching out and contacting you. So that was the big step for me.
Yeah. I'm curious, what was going through your mind when you first initially reached out to me and we had that first conversation?
I just thought, here's just another thing that I'll probably just go through and, it'll just kind of peter out. And it was nothing like that. It wasn't anything at all like that. Actually, going through that initial call, kind of getting through the first week, I kind of realized that, this is about you. It has nothing to do with what excuses you bring to the table. It's just about getting it done and getting through it. And it's about you. It's not about all these fads that are out there, because we've all tried them, some point or other, we've tried them. So I gotta say, hands down, this is probably the best experience I've ever had.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's interesting whenever somebody comes in and we have that initial discussion. Guys are always wanting to know, hey, what's the diet tactic that you guys use? Like, what's the specific meal template I'm going to get? What's so cool about the workouts? And, there's a specific way that we do things. Obviously, yeah. I mean, it's, you got to be putting in the hard work, but it's smart hard work, right? But
there's a method, man. Sure.
Yeah, absolutely. But really, at the end of the day, it comes down to you and you actually changing. It's not like all this stuff that's around you. It's like, hey, you gotta make the decision to change, right? And so, up to this point, like, what have you experienced thus far, like results wise? Like, what have we seen happen, man?
I've become my kids, my youngest. I got a 4-year-old, man, and he would come down and work out with me. He'd come down and I try to teach him how to do push-ups or some jumping jacks, and he'd come down and join me,
Yeah.
as a 4-year-old, 5-year-old. That's kind of cool, man.
Yeah.
I'll walk downstairs. He's like, "Dad, you gonna go work out?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude. You want to come join me?" He's like, "Yeah, he'll come down for about 10 minutes, and until he gets bored of it."
Yeah.
But that wake up with more energy. Of course, losing the weight's a big deal too. That was awesome. Because I started off at 210. I weighed myself today. I dropped 20 pounds since I started this thing.
Awesome.
And that's a big deal. It doesn't feel like I've lost 20 pounds, but now I think about it, it's there. I can tell I'm a little lighter, and I can get through the day without getting tired. Like, before I'd wake up, I'd be just groggy and wanting to have an energy drink or 5 or 6 coffees, just to wake up. So, all around, generally, physically stronger, mentally stronger, better relationship with my kids and my wife, my family and friends also, and so it's been quite the journey. I like it.
your beard game is even stronger now too. I think that's gotten,
Yeah, I've been growing this since June.
yeah, it's pretty epic, man. I think mine was about that long at this time last year. And it's funny, some of the guys in the group have like messaged me. I started growing it back. I don't know if you noticed earlier in the week when I was doing some of the live
Yeah,
coaching
I did.
sessions. It was coming back, and then I started getting shit from the wife, and well, she was giving me crap, and then, but then on the other side, like some of the guys in the group were like, "Yes, it's coming back. You growing that out?"
Oh, I know.
I got rid of
Yep, yep. I know. I get the crap from the wife too, man. She's like, go trim it down. And
that.
she found some old pictures of me with my goatee because if I don't have a beard, I got a goatee on.
Yeah, yeah,
And she's like, shave it down to the goatee. And I'm like, I don't want to right now. It's too cold outside
yeah,
for one.
yeah.
So
That's one of the best excuses I used last year to keep it because I was like, "Ah,
yep,
it's cold out. I
yep,
can get rid of it now." You know. It's good, man. But yeah, I remember that initial conversation when I asked you like what's your biggest struggle, and that was it. It was like the energy, right? Like you were just waking up,
yeah,
and even after 6, 7, 8 hours of sleep, you were still feeling like shit. And I remember you saying, you're having like 3, 4, 5 cups of coffee, and then you'd have like a monster drink later in the day. I was like, dude, that's not good. We gotta
yeah,
cut that out, man. So it's awesome that you've gotten yourself to
yep,
that point that, we do have natural energy now. You're working out at home, getting the kids involved. That's pretty special stuff, man.
yeah,
So it goes beyond, the initial weight loss and stuff like that. Then we start digging into like the real reasons why we're doing all this stuff, the purpose behind it, right? And
yeah.
that hits home right there. Like, your son's, more connected with you, working out with you, more better connection with your
Oh,
wife.
yeah,
So that's the good stuff, man.
yeah.
Um,
It is good stuff. I liked it, man. And, and he still asked me if I'm gonna go downstairs and work out every time I go out to the garage. I'm like, yeah, but if you want to come join me. I'll try to get my 17-year-old to join me too. But he's a 17-year-old. He's gonna do 17-year-old things. So
you gotta condition them when they're young, because once they're at that age, it's so much tougher, right? Because they're already
it
conditioned for
it, it, it
all
it's a struggle, man. I try to get that kid, but he'll come around. He'll come around eventually on it.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. So for you, like, what are some of the big breakthroughs, like your personal biggest breakthroughs that you got from the program initially, or I guess up to this point?
The eating. It was the learning how to eat properly. I think that was my biggest breakthrough, because now, without even thinking about it, I'm all automatically going and getting stuff that's healthier. Like when I go to the grocery store, like today I went and I bought a bunch of fruit. I brought, a bunch of vegetables and stuff for dinner tonight without even thinking about it. It
Yeah.
was just a habit, and I caught on to it while I was at the store, and I was just like, wow, I didn't realize I was just doing it, and so that's a big gain for me.
Yeah, I know that was the big struggle for you, and I remember in like, shoot, what was it, like 3, 4 weeks ago? We were having a hard time getting down like the macro side of things, and so this just goes to show you like how I guess customized the nutrition needs to be for every single guy across the board. Like there is no one all be all system for everybody. And so I remember that having that coaching call with you, like, hey man, how's the nutrition going? I just can't get this macro stuff down. Like the tracking is like, frying my brain, and it was like
Yep.
overwhelming you and frustrating you. And I was like, all right, man, let's take a step back. Let's look at the quality. And that was the area that we were really struggling with the most, was the quality. Like we were eating pretty shitty at
Yeah.
the time. And so I said, all right, man, we need to get to that 80-20. How do we do that? I'm going to have you check in every single day in the group. Like every single day, I want to know at the end of the day, like 2 out of 3, 3 out of 3, 1 out of 3, 0 out of 3, whatever it is. Like, let's make sure at the
Yeah.
end of the week we're 80-20 on meals. And you did that, man. You followed through with
And
that. And
yeah, man, and that's where I really gained. That's where I guess you could say I got the boost
yep,
of taking a step back and actually doing something like that, where
yep,
I got closer to actually hitting my numbers than I have the whole time,
yep,
and that was pretty cool actually. I was
yeah.
excited about that.
Yeah, and it's just, it's one of those systems that we use in the program is like problem solving, right? Like I don't know, I don't care who you are, you're going to run into barriers, you're going to run into problems, you're going to run into resistance. And so what
Yep.
most guys do is they run into that resistance and they throw their hands up and they get all pissed off and then they quit. And so then that's the cycle is they quit, they get motivated again, they start again, they run into resistance, they quit, and they keep that
Yep.
cycle going. Whereas when you run into that problem, that resistance, whatever it is, gain perspective on it, become resourceful. How can we actually fix the problem? And let's fix it. Let's do the work. Let's keep doing the work. Let's get through this barrier. And then boom, here we are now. We stop focusing in on the number specifically, but then we focus in on quality. And now it's all kind of come together and we've made progress off that. So that
Oh
was
yeah.
pretty good
Yeah,
on your
for sure.
part, getting consistent with that and, utilizing the brotherhood and, keeping yourself accountable. Cause I remember a couple of guys, they didn't know what you're doing. Like you're posting up these numbers and a couple
Yeah.
of them were like, what's Colton doing? And I was like, hey, this is what he's doing. And so that like spun off onto other guys in the group. And they're like, you know what? I'm going to do that too. And so they started posting like, all right, my meals today, I got 3 out of 4, stuff like that. So it's
Yeah.
incredible
I
what that can do.
remember
So,
a conversation with one guy. Can't remember his name offhand, but he was asking me, his like, well, is it the 2 out of 3 or is it 3 out of 3 good or is it, which variation? And I had to go through and let him know. Well, I usually put the good meals in front and out of the total. And he's like, oh, okay, I got you.
yep. Yep. Yeah, man. It's been pretty incredible. So, but anything else that you want to add, I guess, for somebody that was in your situation that you were in before you started the program, what would you say to them, man?
Take the initial step, reach out, get a hold of Travis here, and don't be afraid, man. 'Cause that was my biggest thing too, is being afraid of change, because change is a big thing.
Yeah.
That's a pretty scary process, but do it. It's gonna change your life. It's gonna be overwhelming at first, but once you figure it out and get it down, it's really not that hard. It's just about daily stuff. It's about getting it done and being true to yourself and not lying to yourself about the stuff. So take that initial step, make that phone call, put that email out, whatever it is, just put that first step out, man. It's gonna be a game changer and it's gonna be a life changer for you.
Yeah, man. It's awesome, dude. Yeah, intimidation, it's natural to feel intimidated, especially with change. And if you're somebody that's tried a lot of different stuff already and it's come back as a failure, so initially now you got that self-doubt going on inside your head. You got those stories, the bullshit stories that you got running through your head and like, oh, this is probably just another one of those things, right? It's, and
Yeah.
so you gotta fight against that initial inner resistance, and even if it is being afraid or intimidated or whatever, that's the direction that you got to go, man. Because if you go in the opposite direction,
Yeah.
ain't jack shit gonna happen, right?
Don't,
So,
yeah, don't go to comfortable. Go to the other way, man. I mean, it's gonna benefit you in the long run.
yeah, man. Awesome, brother. Well, I appreciate you sharing your journey up to this point, man. I'm excited to see where things go moving ahead. I know we're getting in the mix with the training. We're building you up with the training. That's going
Yeah.
to go to another level. And shoot, now that we've put in the work, we've put in the consistency with like the nutrition, that's only going to continue to push us forward as well. And so I'm excited, man.
Yeah. I'm ready. I'm ready to continue to evolve in this stuff, you know, because I feel I'm going to resort back to the way I used to be, you know. So I got to continue pushing forward on this.
Yep. Yep. Eliminating those old habits, behaviors, and routines. Initially eliminating the old Colton, right? Like that guy is done
Yep.
in the past. You are Colton 2.0, so to speak.
Yeah, basically, man.
Oh, yeah, brother. Awesome, dude. Well, keep on it. And again, appreciate you coming on, brother.
Yeah, no problem, bud. Thank you.